name is Shaylee Schroff, and I'm here with Super Bowl MVP and 2018 Hall of Famer Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis competed at the highest level possible for an athlete. Mr. Lewis, thank you for coming here to share your advice with future students. For my first question, what made you want to play football?
Wow. Football was it was just something that we played in the neighborhood every day. And we didn't need regulation or anything like that. You just got with your friends in the neighborhood and it was something to compete. And so it became a thing that you just did every day. And then when I got old enough to really want to play regulation, then I begged my mom to play.
Yeah. Wow, that's really amazing. I watched your Hall of Fame speech, and one part that really touched me was how you grew up without a father. How did that change you as a person?
I think now being a father myself, it taught me the importance of what a father is. Being available at every moment of life for your kids. And so growing up without a father, you learn a lot because you trust everything that's around you. And a lot of times that's not a good thing. But so it teaches you very strong values of who you ultimately want to be and who you ultimately don't want to be.
Yes.
And I think that's me now, looking back as a man, would I want my father in my life? Absolutely. But if it turned out to be this way, then so be it.
Yeah. So playing 17 years in the league, you've gone up against some very tough opponents. Who are the top 3 players you have ever gone up against, and what made them so challenging?
Oh my gosh. Top 3 players, that's hard. That's really hard. Because I went against way more than 3. Probably the one that comes to the top of my head is like Peyton. Peyton was just, it was just special to play against somebody who was a student of the game, the way he was. And then one of the hardest guys probably ever deal with was probably Eddie George. And wow. And then I think, honestly, probably the third person would probably be Dwayne Dawson, Hall of Famer, but Pittsburgh Steelers center. He was just so smart as a man, and he taught me a lot of lessons very early. That speed doesn't always do it. You gotta study way more than just utilize your speed to beat him.
So if you could play one more game in the league, who is the one person you would choose to go up against? Anyone in NFL history?
If I could play against one person,
yes.
I would love. Well, that's probably twofold. I would love to play against probably Jim Brown and Walter Payton.
Throughout your illustrious career, you've been known for the hard hits you've put on your opponents, and were ranked by the National Football League as one of the hardest hitters ever. What is your reaction to this title?
That a lot of mothers don't like me.
Yes.
No, I think that it comes with it's a brand, right? Defensive side of the ball. There was a guy that I watched when I was growing up, which was Ronnie Lott and Lawrence Taylor. And so those guys kind of set the tone into what a game changer means. And that hit became that game changer. And so I learned it early in high school, and once I picked it up, I was like, then throughout my career, I started playing games for that one play, for that one big play, because that one big play from a defensive perspective is almost equivalent to a touchdown on offense, right? Big play, crowd roaring, but that's the same thing on the defensive side when you get known for that.
So recently in football, there's been an upsurge of blindside hits. Tom Brady recently spoke on how football has become a dirty sport. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, you know what? I think football has always been a dirty sport.
Yeah.
I think you have your battles. You have your personal vendettas between people, and I think it'll never change. You know, and so when you have the ability to put on your pads and go out and hit somebody, and it's one thing from a quarterback perspective, you look at things differently, because you're like, don't supposed to be touched.
Yeah.
In my world, you're touched every play. And so, dirty is every play in my world. In the quarterback world, it's not dirty every play.
Yeah. Concussions are a big part of football, and many parents are scared to let their children play the sport because of the danger that comes with it.
Yeah.
With your 3 sons playing football, what is your advice to other parents?
Yeah, you know what? And I gave every one of my kids a choice that you don't have to play football. You can do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But there's a risk. Don't let me downplay this. There's a risk in everything, right? But if I had to take the risk over again, I would take it because of the man it made me, right? And so when you trade in, there's a lot of people who hasn't ran into those issues, right? And there are ways to play the game without coming away with the CTEs and all those different things. But look, I challenge parents this all the time. Sometimes you have to let your kids follow their hearts. Just imagine if my mom never let me follow my heart. Then me and you are not having this conversation. And sometimes you got to let kids be kids. And it's just a sport that I think teaches way more than just tackling and catching a ball. That's what the fans see every day. But it teaches the ultimate respect of who you are, right? And it teaches you how to deal with all sorts of people in your life, regardless of race, regardless of where you grow up at, regardless of all of that. You come together to build something as a team, and you learn that, and that is it follows you the rest of your life, on who you ultimately become. So I challenge parents to learn more about it. Don't just take it and say, "Oh my gosh, this can happen." Yeah, but people who go to the military, they have risk. Firemen, they have risk. So our risk versus reward, the reward is you can affect many generations.
Yeah. So recently there's been a high percentage of athletes that try and get themselves stronger by using PEDs. Where do you draw the line on usage?
Yeah, it's a fine line that's very clear. And I truly believe you only put in your body what you know is going to help you. And that's the ultimate. Period. You don't get involved in nothing else. And that's kind of what my method has always been. My method is really just old school. Just because you appreciate it more. And you have people who try things or whatever, but it's just something that I don't believe in, never have believed in, never even thought of it. And I think it's a way to do it, and I think the right way to do it is probably the best way.
What is one piece of advice you would give to all student athletes aspiring to play at the professional level?
Wow, become consistent in chasing your destiny. Yeah, like it's a hard thing that kids, I think, don't understand that every day you have to find a different way to follow up the next day and the next day and the next day. And you're not going to get the rewards that you're looking for in 3 days, right? You have to consistently chase it. And one of the things that, I think one of the key things that we look into is we look for that approval from other people, right? It's not really other people that's going to give you what you're looking for, right? It's the belief that you have in yourself that's going to ultimately give you what you're looking for. And that's what I think, when you see what's missing, I tell people this all the time. Greatness it's a very lonely thing.
Yeah.
It's lonely. It's like it's boring because you're like, oh, over and over. But I tell you what, Muhammad Ali said something years ago. He said that if training was the hardest thing he ever did in his life, but if he had to do it all over again to live his life as champion, he'll repeat that.
Yeah.
And that's me. That's me. And that's what I try to tell kids this all the time. I tell my sons this, I tell my kids this all the time. Like, become consistent in something. You know, Bruce Lee was a master at consistency on what that looked like. That's why his reputations of firing every fiber, every muscle was so vibrant. So I think it's the consistency of what you see in front of you and how eager you are to get to that every day.
Yeah. Okay. So you're known for your iconic squirrel dance move.
That's funny.
Who do you think has the best moves in the NFL right now?
The best moves in the NFL right now?
Yeah.
Wow. I like Antonio Brown does some really interesting things. He's a character. Yeah. So probably Antonio Brown.
And if you and Jerry Rice did a dance-off, who do you think would win?
Jerry couldn't be. Jerry got a problem with his hips. As great as Jerry was as a football player, I don't think. But I've been dancing my whole life.
Yeah.
So dancing is it comes very natural to me.
So, what is your best high school non-related sport memory?
Wow. Honestly, there's something that I used to take a pen when I was in the 9th grade, and because of my not having a father, and because of where I grew up at, I used to take a pen every day, and I used to sign my autograph. Yeah. Right. And so this teacher walked up one day, and she was like, "Why are you signing your autograph?" And I said, "One day it'll be famous." You know? And she was like, "One day it'll be famous." I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be famous one day." And I tell you, like, I think it changed my mentality, because it gave me something to dream about. Yeah. And I think that for me, it set me on a path that no matter what I was going through, or no matter what I had to deal with, that there was a better day if I can push through that. Yeah. And so I think that memory will never leave my head, because I think it set the tone for what I was willing to chase.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming out and sharing your insight with Reach a Student. And thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.